Hello everyone, this is Keetika. Today, let's discuss about the exception handling in Python programming language. Exception handling is something which deals with overcoming of errors when a code is being executed. Let's take an example of banking software. When the software gets a runtime error, the entire software stops running, which results in the loss of millions and trillions of money. To prevent this stopping of the code being run when an error occurs, the exception handling comes into play when we get a message from the server or the code when we get an error instead of the code being stop run. Now let us dive deep into the concept of exception handling. Exception is an event that interrupts the flow of a normal program. We have many different types of errors, which include zero division error, type error, and value error. Zero division error is an error which occurs when a number is attempted to be divided by 0. 1 divided by 0. Now let's run the program and we get zero division error, division by 0. Now let's discuss about this type error. This error occurs when an integer is tried to concatenate with a different type of a data set, that is, let us take a string here. We get a type error, unsupported operand type for int and string. Now let's discuss about this value error. This error occurs when a string is tried to be implicitly typecasted into an integer. We get this error: invalid literal for int with base 10 apple. So exceptions interrupt our program when they're not handled properly. To handle exceptions, we have 3 steps: try, except, finally. This try is something in which the code to be executed is put. An except block is something in which a statement to be printed when an error is occurred is put. Let's understand better with the code. So let's say we have a number. Let us take an input from the user, enter a number, and now let us typecast this into an integer. Now let us print the division in the next line. Print, let us divide this number 1 divided by the number which we took from the user. Let us execute this program. Let us give the input as 0 and we get a zero division error. Let us execute the program again and let us give the input as apple and we get this type error. So to avoid these errors interrupting the program, we use this try and we put in the code into the try block. We try to indent it into the program within try, and in the next line we use this except block to accept the errors. Let us say now we accept this zero division error, accept zero division error, and in the next line we print you can't divide a number by 0. And you can fix this zero division error by this method. And now let's accept this value error, accept value error. Now in the next line we print print of enter only numbers. And when you try to execute this program, now your program is not interrupted. Instead, a print statement is displayed on the screen when an error is occurred. After putting the statements into the except block, let us now try to execute the program, and let us give the input as 0. We get a statement displayed on the screen: you can't divide by 0. And let us try to execute the program again, and let's give the input as apple. Let's just run the program, and we get the statement displayed on the screen is enter only numbers please. And after this, let us put all the other exceptions other than 0 error and value error into a general exception, and let us print as something went wrong. All other exceptions get into the statement, and this statement something went wrong will be printed if any other errors are occurred instead of interrupting the program. And now finally is put. In this finally block, a statement is put. This is generally used when a file is opened and you want to make sure that file is closed. You put it into this finally block, print, do some cleanup work here because we didn't open a file. This concept of finally block is generally useful in files concept. Now let's execute the program again and give the input as 0. After executing, you get you can't divide by 0, and in the next line we get do some cleanup here. And let's try giving apple, enter only numbers please, and then in the next line we get do some cleanup here. And let us now try giving 1 as input. The code is executed, and after that we get this statement in the finally block, do some cleanup here. Now let's make a note of this. This statement in the finally block is printed irrespective of the error occurred or not. Even if the error is not occurred, the statement in the finally block is being executed and displayed on the screen. So that is all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share, and subscribe the channel for more videos.